Hi everyone, it's your Simmer here. Welcome back to Real Economy Trucking Hero Style. So I'm over here in Leskovac in Serbia, and I'm continuing to try. At this point, I've kind of more or less officially set my goal to get over here somewhere so that I can get over to the cities in the Middle East and hopefully tool around there a little bit, because that's an area that I've really not explored, and I think that's one that's going to give me some unique experiences that I'm not going to get over here in Europe. To do that, I obviously then have to go to either Thessaloniki, what some of us in the West might know more as Thessalonica, and or Istanbul, which is obviously a way over. Of the few jobs I have available here at Leskovac, this is the only one that goes in the right direction. Sadly, it's the one that's going to pay me the least, but to stay true to that, I'm going to take this. I do have a possibility that I'm not going to be able to get there because I only have an hour and 10 minutes, but I'm assuming Leskovac is not that big. So let's get at it. Alright, so I've got to go ahead here and get back to at the exit, but taking a quick look at where we need to go. It's just right across that main road over to the left, so we'll be fine in getting over there. So let's see, we're good here, so I'll head on over this way. So as always, it seems I have some sort of a problem with my setup. So the wheel seems extremely tight for some reason. I've tried to recalibrate. It hasn't changed. So I'm not sure if there's some changes that were made by SCS that have created some different force feedback mechanism. But I don't want to play with it too much because, like, it's working. It's just not quite as easy, and it's something I could certainly get used to and probably a little bit realistic with a truck. It's just it pulls heavily back to the center, so when I'm making a turn it's kind of like I'm wrestling. Oh, am I able to go? I am. Whoops. Ooh. Couldn't see the light, and being the first one there, that was not good. So alright,
turn right.
So there we go. So we want to go there. Just take a peek at what we've got since we just have to yield. So again, I'm like manhandling the wheel here to do this, but it's working. We'll see. Alright, let's check out the job. Alright, there we go. So we're going to grab this. Only took us 8 minutes to get there. And looks like it's maybe tucked away. Maybe it's like down here at the end of the building. Initially I'm like, is it under cover there? But, well, maybe it is. Interesting. Guess we'll find it at some point, because I can go from here. Let's see. Alright, I think there it is. Yeah. Alright. So it's kind of in the building, but not really. Recenter my look there, but yeah, it's by the pile of wood shavings, which would be a logical place for it to be, since that's what we're going to be hauling along. So this shouldn't be that terribly long. I mean, again, I'm sure it'll be enough to give us a good trip, but I just always find when I think I'm going to be able to do something quickly, it's not as quick as I would think. So it's supposed to be 248 kilometers. We're only getting 29.29 euros per kilometer, so definitely not going to be great. I've reset the trip meter so that you can follow along and kind of understand where we're at as far as our progress. It's telling me 3.5 hours in game minutes, which is about what I need to rest. but I could take 19 hours. It's just a bit early, I think, to rest at this point. Alright,
Turn left.
let me let him, I don't know if he'll go by. Alright, he will. Alright, so now we'll head across here. It's a nice short trailer, so that's definitely
right,
nice.
And then turn right.
Pretty simple to get out of this town. It's kind of a one road T intersection in here, and that's it. So as I said, I knew it wasn't that large. So I've still got almost 1,500 kilometers of fuel, so don't need to do anything with fueling here. Alright, and we've got the ability to accelerate nice and quickly with this light load, which is good. So be careful. I've gone from 90 to 70, but again, sometimes these turns, usually in Pro Mods here in Europe, they're pretty good. But sometimes things are a bit... I was just seeing that truck going, and my brain was on autopilot, even though the map, the mini-map clearly shows I wasn't going to be able to continue there. Alright, so new road. Always a good sign, meaning we're going somewhere we've not been before. Magdak. It's an interesting one. Just so many carriers here that are represented that I've not seen before. So it's just really always interesting. Alright, so let me head on up to the max speed of 90, which is what it's going to cap me at, as we've talked about in the past. So the biggest challenge I'm going to have here is, like, this payment doesn't even cover my loan payment for the day. So if that was all I was doing, I'm certainly losing money. The benefit is it's short. So, you know, yes, I'm going to have to sleep again when I'm done with it, but then hopefully the next one will make up a little bit, or at least get us over the hump there. And then obviously we've got our other two drivers that are operating with us. Forget if I have two or three. I think I just have two. Because again, with the loan. Okay, so they're from Bulgaria. So, yeah, we've not really been in this area of Europe that much. We've kind of passed through, because again, I've done, well, I should say I've passed through. I've gone through here down to kind of run around and get to the Middle East once or twice before, because I was just doing really long runs. So in other series that I was doing, where similar to my ATS, where I was just on regular economy and then looking to expand as quick as possible, I was taking the longest runs I physically could, and that obviously always kind of runs you on the diagonals on a map, because that's just the reality. So I was doing things like, for, you know, Iceland to the Middle East or vice versa. But I was just driving through here in some cases, but never really in the area. Alright, so making good progress. Good news is, you know, we're not on a lot of local roads here, so that always helps move things along. As soon as I say that, you know what's going to happen. It's going to make me exit and then take me down local roads. But right now, doesn't look like it. So we're going to get a little bit more distance here. I don't know, it's Vra something off there as a town we're going by. Looks like we've got a toll. That's the other thing. I mean, we've actually been able to run at top speed for some time, which is pretty sweet. That seems to not happen. Part of the issue is we've only got a 4,400 kilogram load behind us, so that obviously does not require a lot to accelerate. Where's he going? Alright, I'm gonna just stay straight. I probably could have actually gone over to the one, but this guy with this little, I don't know if that's like a pony trailer. It's you know, I know things are smaller in Europe, but the horses usually aren't that much smaller, so it doesn't look like it's a full-size horse trailer. Alright, €6. I can deal with that on a 146 euro job. That was a little bit of my concern, like how much am I going to have to pay here? So fuel and rest only available on one side. And here we've got border crossing coming up, so we'll be slowing down very quickly again.
Keep right, and then exit right.
But that means we are obviously making progress because we're going from Serbia into... Oh, it's like showing me the name. Oh, this guy's got to get over here. He's driving like I do, where he suddenly realizes, wait a minute, I can't go that way. So I assume it's North Macedonia is the country. But we will find out very shortly. There's a lot of activity this afternoon. Heading here through customs. I like the fact that police car like wedged himself in there. I suppose cars could potentially pop through, but I'm like, there's no way a truck is going to be able to make that turn. With the barriers there, you'd be taking out all those metal gates along with trying to get through there, but maybe they're just trying to make sure cars don't cross over into the truck lane, and it's also a way to kind of keep the car out of the way where it's not taking up valuable real estate. He seems to be hauling some kind of tanks or something in front of me. Definitely just an interesting load. Hard for me to specifically identify what that is. Alright, the gate's open, but he hesitated again. Maybe they asked him a question. Alright. So, check the documents. Yes, I'm just hauling wood shavings. No, I'm not aware of anything that's buried in there. I suppose if you want to go dig through 4,400 kilograms of wood shavings, you can do that. Have a good day. Sometimes you get really excited border agents. Alright, an hour and a half. Yeah, see, we're like technically 20 minutes over on delivery.
Keep right, and then exit right.
But I kind of would like to get this done and then worry about the rest next time, so that I then can just look for fresh jobs at that point, and more importantly, not have taken a hunk of time here. You would think that we'd kind of be in the same space and speed, but doesn't look like it. In all my excitement of chatting, I didn't notice if the country name had come up, what it was, so I'm going to assume I'm in North Macedonia. If I'm not, and I can't pronounce the things because even on my sim dashboard it's giving me the Cyrillic alphabet for the cities I came from and I'm going to. So I don't read that, so I can't even begin to tell you what it's supposed to say. I can rest here. I don't know. Should I? I just really don't want to. So I'm going to push it a little bit, and then hopefully it'll be okay. And hopefully, more importantly, I'll find somewhere to rest. It's the wrong thing to do. I should rest. I have less than an hour, and I have almost 2 hours till I have to deliver. So, let's do it. So, the other thing I'm not a huge fan of is the situation I've got now where I'm driving in the middle of the night, but I've got 7.5 hours to deliver. Obviously, that's a little, you know, I mean, it's plenty of time, but if I would want to try to rest again and get in there, wow, that truck is flying out behind me. But if I wanted to try to rest again, I would be late. So that would be a bad thing. So I'm gonna try and get here in the dark, and then maybe we'll rest again or something when we get there to just get us into the daylight. But the problem is we're gonna be starting in the afternoon again, so we kind of have this perpetual challenge here. Still got 100 kilometers, still got an hour and a half, so yeah, we won't even be there till, I guess I would really almost call it early morning at that point. Be like 3:30, might even be 4 o'clock depending on traffic and lights and what we hit. Also, whoop, it's not 90 here, so, but we've got a toll right away, so kind of back to what we normally have in Europe here. Weberers, which is where we had dropped our previous load and where we started this episode. Alright, another 8 euros. That car is just coming right out over to my left, so he's definitely, oh good, yeah, just go right in front of me, because everybody does that to trucks. It's got to be the most annoying thing as a truck driver, is all these cars that are like, yes, they have faster acceleration, but they therefore like insert themselves right in front of you. And, you know, if something goes wrong, there's not a whole lot of time to react, so just make sure again. Alright, so next loop we're going around here to Stip, yes.
Keep right.
So that it's right. Letting me see in non-Cyrillic letters.
Exit right.
Alright, and then got a shorter trailer here, so this should be a little easier. I always usually comment around this time in every video about how I'm amazed how tight the exits and entrances are, because you've got guardrails on both sides and you're just trying not to hit something, and you've usually got a long load behind you, which could be problematic. Alright, so I would imagine we're going to be there pretty quickly. Some big signs here. Wow, we're not going to be able to read half of this. But Stip, 54 kilometers at the bottom. I knew I was looking for a short little word. So, and in this area, it looks like they basically do the furthest away at the top, the closest at the bottom. I've seen both variations, but I think in Europe most of the time it appears they use this one, where the closer things are at the bottom, which is the opposite of how we do it in the States. Usually it's kind of in order of distance from where you're at. So I guess that would be ascending sort order, and in Europe they're using descending sort order. Not sure. Yeah, this doesn't look like this is the exit yet. So I'm gonna take a chance and slide on over and try to pass this guy.
Keep left.
Alright, wow. As soon as she started talking, I tensed up, like, do I have to slam on the brake? No. He may not let me go easily because we do have 2 lanes. So normally if you're doing passing on a 2-lane road, you get to a certain point, the AI will pull back and let you get by and doesn't cause a problem. Alright, so we're clear, but we're down to 28 kilometers, so I'm pretty sure this next exit is going to be us. 15 kilometers there, according to the sign, so we may be kind of passing through town a little bit.
Keep right, and then turn right.
Alright. So this is a mess, so let's see. Alright, so we're doing that. We're going around. This is a bit confusing, I'll tell you that. but I think it's because looks like we're going down. That's the one thing you can't see on the map, is any kind of over or underpasses you're going through. So yeah, it looks like if you go straight, it would just have looped us around. We're now almost behind me, and obviously we wouldn't have been able to get to the town here because the town's off here on the left. So that is what caused a bit of the pavement gymnastics that we've got here. Alright, truck pulling in. Again, as you'd expect, lots of activity going on in the middle of the night in most places. People who live there are sleeping, thinking, oh yeah, everybody else is sleeping, but that's when everything gets delivered in town, and because the trucks like to avoid having to deal with all the traffic during the day, but of course that doesn't mean there isn't truck traffic at night. And obviously coming toward us there have been several cars. Alright, so discovered this city.
At the roundabout, take the third exit.
Alright. Don't see anybody coming. Whoop, that's not entirely true. Let's see. So they're gonna go through. Alright, they're both got turn signals on, so I'm gonna trust they're being honest, and I'm gonna go around. And now, this isn't really a roundabout with 2 lanes, so I should be safe. But I've thought that before and then suddenly hit things.
To turn right.
Alright, interesting railroad crossing. I'm always nervous with stuff like that. Like, how do I know if a train is coming? It looks like it had some blinking lights, but... Alright, so we go here.
We are finished.
And then... Where? Oh, maybe like in there? Somewhere? I assume I'm gonna have to back in there. Yeah, okay. So, we'll get ourselves over here. Alright. We'll take a peek here. Plenty of room. I'm sure it'll be the worst parking job I've done in a long time, though, because I seem to be like, oh yeah, this is easy. And then I forget, like with these little trailers, how much they move around, just like I'm running into right now. So as I horrendously go back here, part of it is I'm going back pretty fast. I probably should mellow out my reversal a bit here. Alright, now I'm too far over, but again, these things turn on a dime, so, or, I don't know, I guess, I don't know that I've ever heard of, like, different things of euros. Like, I'm sure there are coins that are 0.1 euros, but I don't know what they're called, if they have a name, like dime and nickel and quarter for smaller euro denominations. Alright, we are here. Alright, so 300 XP moves us up a bit, but everything else is pretty good. So, thanks for tagging along. I think, again, next time I'm going to go ahead and sleep before I take off, and then that will give me some additional options. I just hope I remember before I suddenly get excited and take a job, but I prefer to try to get on some sort of cycle where I'm a little closer to the morning. There's always that challenge, though, of not wanting to fall behind on the loan payments, but 7-day profit is over 5,000 euros, so we're in good shape right now. I'm gonna have to fill up on gas probably next time as well, so that's gonna take a little bit of a hit, but so far so good. For the last few runs we've actually been running profitably, which has been something I was wondering if it was ever going to be possible. So it's good to see that maybe we've turned a corner. So thanks for tagging along. If you haven't liked or subscribed, I'd appreciate it if you would. That helps get more people seeing these videos and helps grow the channel. and I will see you next time.